Today's workshop on GST amnesty scheme under Section 128A, organized by Bharat Chamber of Commerce. We are indeed fortunate to have with us Shri Joyjit Banik, Additional Commissioner of Revenue, Public Relations Officer, Directorate of Commercial Taxes, Government of West Bengal, who will be conducting today's workshop. Without further ado, may I request the Chairman of the Indirect Taxation and GST Subcommittee of the Chamber, Shri Sandeep Chararia, to welcome Shri Banik and present an utturyo to Sir and welcome him to today's workshop. Thank you, sir. May I request Sir Chararia ji to kindly present his welcome address and start today's workshop.
Good afternoon and welcome everybody. Since 2017, after the GST has come, there were lots of issues, and accordingly the government has come out with the provision for settlement of the disputes, many of the disputes, some of the disputes, not all of the disputes. And I think nobody better than Mr. Joyjit Bonik, who is the additional commissioner PRO and one of the very core committee member of the commissioners team, to address us as regards to any difficulty or any problem which is being faced. Basically, he is available throughout the day, but although very busy, he tries to help everybody who goes to him. In fact, if there is certain issues which crops up in between the 31st of March, I can assure you that you can go to him and meet his team. Thank you, sir. Sir, I request you to start your presentation.
Thank you. First of all, I express my sincere gratitude to all the members of Bharat Chamber of Commerce for inviting me to attend this session, so that to give me an opportunity to interact with all the members of this esteemed organization. So today the topic is GST amnesty, that is under Section 128A, which has been introduced by notification number from 1st of November 2024. But before this amnesty scheme, let me first discuss on other two important waiver scheme, and then I will come to the main topic of today's discussion, that is amnesty under Section 128A. So first of all, I like to apprise you one of the recent notification number 8/2025. I think you all are aware of this notification, which has given an opportunity in respect of waiver of late fee for filing of GST 9C. And for that purpose, I would like to request you all to kindly go through the notification number first, number 1, and make it sure that in cases where you have filed GST 9 during the time period, or it may be belated filing of GST 9 with payment of late fee as applicable for GST 9, but you have failed to file GST 9C, try to file it for the period from 17-18 to 21-22 for the first 6 financial years since inception of the GST. Try to file GST 9C by 31st March 2025. And if you file GST 9C by 31st March 25, then the late fee will be waived. Entire late fee will be waived. So one may have some doubt that I have filed GST 9, already I have filed GST 9, and there is no provision for late fee if I do not file GST 9C. Let me clarify one thing, that it is now clear that GST 9C is a part of GST 9, and unless you file GST 9C, it will not be accepted that you have filed your annual return. Okay, so make it very clear that wherever you require to file GST 9C, GST 9C is applicable if your turnover exceeds rupees 5 crore. So if your turnover exceeds rupees 5 crore, then you are liable to file GST 9C. And for earlier period, it was certified by chartered accountant or cost accountant. Now it is self-certified, whatever it may be. But when GST 9C is applicable in all cases, please file GST 9C by 31st March in order to avail the benefit of waiver of late fee. Otherwise, after 31st March, if you file GST 9C for the period that is covered under section notification number 8 of 2025, then you have to pay late fee. There will be no scope for waiver of late fee. So this 31st March 2025 is going to be a very important date for this financial year, not only in respect of 128A that we'll going to discuss later on, but for this purpose, that is notification number 8 of 2025 and related to waiver of late fee in respect of GST 9C. So you have to first check that whether you have filed your GST 9 in time or maybe belated manner with payment of late fee, and then check whether you are required to file GST 9C or not. And if you find that yes, I am liable to file GST 9C, then if you have not yet filed 9C till date, make it clear that make it sure that you can file it by 31st March 2025. That is the first point. Second thing is another most important thing, and which have directly related with section 128A, that is special procedure for rectification. Special procedure for rectification is related to section 16.4 and subsequent newly inserted two sections, subsection section 16.5 and section 16.6. So can the presentation be shared? Okay. So we can now go to the special procedure for rectification. First of all, before going to section 16.5 and 16.6, what section 16.4? Because you know that in the initial period, a lot of input tax credit, in a number of cases, input tax credit was denied on the ground that the credit was not claimed within the time period specified under section 16.4. Before coming to this room, I was discussing with Mr. Tulsian and Mr. Churaria that a lot of litigation under GST is related to denial of input tax credit. And not only 16.2, there are another section 16.4 in respect of which the revenue has also adjudicated in the matter that the claim of ITC, though it qualifies for 16.2 that the recipient has tax invoices, the recipient has received the goods, everything, all the conditions laid down in 16.2 has been fulfilled, but the claim has not been lodged by 16.4. That is the time limit. Earlier it was for a financial year, it was that it has to be the next financial year annual return or the last date of filing of September return, that is 20th October, whichever is earlier. That was the date earlier. And thereafter, by Finance Act 2022, it is from 1st October 2022, the time limit has now been changed and it is now 30th November of the next financial year. So for, as on today, any input tax credit for any financial year, suppose this is we are running in the financial year 2024-25. So any invoices related to this financial year, a taxpayer can claim input tax credit by 30th November 2025. That is very clear. But earlier, when the time limit was 20th October of the next financial year, and the taxpayer has availed input tax credit beyond that time period, in all cases, the revenue took the stand that the ITC was claimed beyond the relevant time period as prescribed under section 64. And so adjudication was initiated and demand was also raised. So, but after this a 30th November 2021 and thereafter a new subsection 16.5 has been inserted and allowing that, please, allowing that, I am going through the 16.5, that relation to 17-18, 18-19, 19-20 and 20-21 for the first 4 years, the time limit has been extended to in line of 16.4, that is 30th November 2021. And this amendment makes a significant change. What? When we adjudicated for, say, for the financial year 17-18, we adjudicated a case that suppose the taxpayer has claimed input tax credit for 17-18, it was say February 20. The taxpayer claimed in the period of 21. And we are of the view, no, ITC would not be allowed because the time limit is over. But now, by virtue of section 16.5, if the taxpayer has claimed the ITC within 30th November 2021 in respect of 17-18, it may be 18-19, it may be 19-20, or it may be 20-21, all the claim would now be eligible for the taxpayer. That is the significant relief given to the taxpayer by insertion of 16.5. And another is 16.6. What is 16.6? 16.6 says that suppose my registration has been cancelled. My registration has been cancelled, and this cancellation may be done from the effective date of cancellation, from the date of order itself, or the cancellation may be done on a retrospective date. On an earlier date, the officer may take that the officer is passing the order today, but giving effect the date of cancellation on a date prior to the date of order of cancellation. That may be done. So when my registration is cancelled, I cannot file return for the onward period. And by this time, I have applied for revocation of cancellation of registration. And after certain time, the officer restored my registration. But what happened during this period? This period, that is from the date of order of cancellation or effective date of order of cancellation until the date of order of revocation of cancellation. During this period, suppose my claim for 16.4 is over. My claim for 16.4 period is over. What will happen? Section 16.6 allows me that, yes, in that event, suppose I am giving you an example, an illustration later on, that suppose today my registration is cancelled and I have applied for revocation of cancellation, and the revocation happens when the 30th November is over. Then I cannot claim under 16.4, it is blocked. 16.6 allows me, okay, if the time is over under 16.4, then you can avail another 1 month from the date of revocation. From the date of revocation of cancellation, you can avail another 1 month. Another grace period is there, and that is section 16.6. I am giving you an illustration to just 16.6. So date of order of cancellation, say date of order of cancellation is 30th May 2024. The officer cancels the registration on 30th May 2024. And the effective date of cancellation is 30th May also. The same date. When the cancellation order is passed, the effective date of cancellation is all the same date. And the taxpayer approaches for revocation of cancellation. And the order was passed on 1st December 2024. So for 1st December 2024, it appears that for 16.4, the time limit is 30th November. So 1st December 24, I think it is over. Because the invoice date was 31st March 2024. So for an invoice dated 31st March 2024, I can claim the input tax credit by 30th November. but my registration was cancelled on 30th May 2024 and it was revoked on 1st December 2024. When my registration is restored, the time limit 30th November is over. Earlier, I couldn't claim this ITC because for 31st March 2024 invoice, it was 30th November. But since my revocation was made on 1st December 2024, the date is over and I couldn't claim. Now, as per section 16(6), subsection 6, it allows me another 1 month to claim input tax credit from the date of order of revocation of cancellation. So now I can claim ITC by 31st December 2024. Because my revocation order is 1st December, another 1 month, that is 31st December, I can claim. Okay. The reason is there are two dates. One is as per 16(4) date and another is 30 days from the date of order of revocation of cancellation, whichever is later. I have to consider whichever is later. So for this scenario, 30th November and 31st December 2024, since 31st December is later, so I can claim input tax credit by 31st December. Okay. We're coming to the next scenario. Here the cancellation order was 30th May and effective date was also 30th May, but revocation was made on 1st August 2024. The RC was restored on 1st August 2024. In that event, my invoice date is also same invoice. We are dealing with the same invoice, 31st March. What will be my last date for availing input tax credit for this scenario? Can anyone say?
November.
30th November. Because whichever is later, for actually from the date of revocation of cancellation, 1st August 2024, my date is 31st August 2024, I can claim. But section 16(6) says, no. For revocation of cancellation, you can get 1 month, but whichever is later, actually you can claim up to 30th November. That time is not cut off. So in this scenario, you can claim by 30th November. Okay. Next scenario is 31st May 2024, cancellation done and effective date of cancellation was 1st September 2023 or on a previous date, the later date. In this scenario, what will happen? What will be the last date for availing of ITC? It is also 30th 11, no issue at all. And I will conclude with the last illustration. That is, in this scenario, registration was cancelled on 30th May and effective date of cancellation also 30th May and revocation was on 1st December 2024 and invoice date was 31st March 2023. Then what will happen in this scenario? In this scenario, ITC cannot be claimed. ITC cannot be claimed because for 31st March 2023, the last date for claiming input tax credit was 30th November 2023. But in this scenario, the registration was cancelled on 30th May 2024. So on the date of cancellation, already the time is over. When the registration was cancelled, the date of claim is over. So in that particular scenario, there will be no benefit of section 16(6). So I am going back to the section 16(6) again, just to show you the main point. This is the main point. I have highlighted the point. In respect of an invoice or debit note was not restricted under subsection 4 on the date of order of cancellation registration. That is the main point. So I can claim input tax credit. I can avail the benefit of section 16(6), what I have illustrated earlier, that only in respect of that invoice for which 16(4) time was not restricted on the date of cancellation. Only in that event we can claim ITC under section 16(6). Okay. So I think section 16.5 and section 16.6, this is almost clear. So now we proceed to discuss about the special procedure for rectification. What happened? So after this section 16.5 or section 16.6 came into force, the adjudication and demand, subsequently demand was raised earlier related to period 1718, 1819, 1920 and 2021. And if the claim was made within 30th November 2021, so now it is eligible as per section 16.5. So what the taxpayer will do? What the taxpayer will do? So to give the benefit to the taxpayer, a notification has been issued. There is notification number 22/2024. That is special procedure for rectification. Why special procedure for rectification? Because you know that in GST Act, there is a specific section, particularly that is section 161, under which an order can be rectified. The proper officer can rectify an order under section 161, but the scope of section 161 is very limited. Section 167 allows the proper officer only to rectify that order where the error is apparent on the face of the record. Where the error is apparent on the face of the record, only in that event section 161 can be invoked and the order can be rectified by the proper officer by his own motion, or if it is brought to the notice by the taxpayer itself, the officer can rectify. But the error which is apparent on the face of the record is very specific. And in these cases where the proper officer has adjudicated the case and denied the order on the ground of section 16.4 time limit, there was no such error which is apparent on the face of the record, because the position of the law on that particular date was correct, that you have claimed the input tax credit beyond the specified period of section 16.4. And for this purpose, a special procedure for rectification has been notified under section 148. And now the taxpayer can claim the benefit of section 16.5 or section 16.6 by virtue of this notification number 22/2024. And for this purpose, a methodology has been specified, and I am going to illustrate that particular scenario. So number one, who can avail this benefit of this special procedure for rectification? The class of registered person is there must be an order. There must be an order which has confirmed the demand under violation of section 16.4. Violation of section 16.4, there must be a specific demand order. Someone asked that the taxpayer, the officer has started adjudication proceedings but not yet passed the order. Can I avail the benefit of this notification? The officer has started initiation but not yet completed. So can I avail this benefit of this notification? The answer is no, but partially no. Because in such scenario, there is another circular number 237, that has been clarified that in such where there is a confirmed order has been passed, you can avail the benefit that special procedure for rectification. Rather, you have to follow the procedure. And in all other cases where this is under adjudication process, be it before the proper officer, be it before the appellate authority, in such scenarios, you do not follow the special procedure for rectification. You need not to be followed. Rather, you bring it to the notice to the tax proper officer, be it the proper adjudicating officer, be it the appellate authority, that now by virtue of 16.5, my claim is eligible, and he will consider. You need not to file any application for special procedure for rectification. Only in that cases where there is no pending, the order has been passed, but it is not pending before any authority. Only in that event, you follow the special procedure for rectification. In all other cases, in all pending cases, just bring it to the notice of the officer before which it is now pending, be it the appellate authority, be it the adjudicating authority, and he will consider your submission and will give you the relief. Okay. So, this special procedure for rectification, let me be very clear that it is applicable in only in cases where the order has been passed and it is not pending before any authority. And under which section covered? Section covered is section 73, 74, 107 and 108, because 107 is the appellate order and 108 is the order passed by the revision authority. So if your claim is confirmed in 107 also, then you can also, suppose the proper officer had adjudicated 16-4 demand order asking you to make payment, you have filed an appeal, and appeal has also confirmed the order of the proper officer. So demand is still pending, and you know that appellate tribunal has not been formed. So you can now avail the benefit of this notification by virtue of notification of 22. So what is the eligible criteria? Eligible criteria is that the ITC is now available as per provision of 16.5 and 16. Mind it, the only criteria is the claim was denied on the ground of 16.4. Only 16.4. No other section is there. Only 16.4 reason, that is time limit period. Only in that event you can avail the benefit of this notification. That is eligibility criteria. And status of the order is appeal against such order has not been filed. If you already filed an appeal, then you need not follow this route. You can mention it before the appellate authority. Next is how to apply. It has to be applied electronically on the common portal. The form that is also prescribed in the notification itself, annexure A. And who will be the proper officer? The proper officer here is two types of officer. One is adjudicating authority and another is appellate authority. If the order is passed by the adjudicating authority but you have not preferred an appeal yet, then it will be dealt by the proper officer itself. And if the order is passed by appellate authority, then if you file the application on the electronically on the common portal, the order will go to the appellate authority, and appellate authority will dispose your application. And summary of rectified order, that is, if the proper officer issues the order, rectified order, he will issue order in DRC 08. And if the appellate authority issues the rectified order, he will issue order in APL 04. And time limit is application for rectification within 6 months from the date of issue of notification. From the date of issue of the notification, the time limit. The notification was issued on 8th October 2024. So mind it, your time limit is from 6 months from 8th October 2024. And rectified order hoche within 3 months from the date of application. Now, what I have told earlier, that if it is investigation stage, no need to avail this route. If it show cause notice is issued but order has not been passed, application is not required. Pending before appeal, even then application is not required. Pending before revision authority, even then application is not required. So 10, 11, 12, 13, I have already discussed that in all pending stages, before the proper officer or before the appellate authority or before the revision authority, there is no need to file rectification application. Just mention it before the respective authority. Only in cases where there is an order confirming the demand and this order is not pending before any authority, you avail the route of rectification by. There is, however, if any tax already been paid by you in regard to 16.4 demand, there is no scope for refund. Earlier it was clarified, but after circular clarification issued in circular number 237, there was another corrigendum issued. Yes, there will be no refund, but one refund you can claim, that is when you have filed appeal petition, the pre-deposit amount, the 10% of the disputed amount, that can be claimed for refund. Okay, that is the special procedure for rectification. Now I will start the topic of the today, that is the amnesty scheme under section 128A. The scheme itself, I think you are all aware that it is related to demand under section 73. First of all, the demand is under section 73. There is demand. And demand related to initial 3 financial years, that is 17-18, 18-19 and 19-20. So, we will start one by one. Point number 1, period covered 1718, 1819 and 1920. Demand will be only related to Section 73. Section 74 demand will not come under the purview of amnesty scheme. Make it very sure. Okay. Only 73 demand. And in all SOD, this is also a settlement of dispute cases. In all cases earlier, we have experienced that when we notified the scheme, we notified the last date of application. That this is the last date of application by which you have to apply. But here, this amnesty scheme, the government has not notified the last date of application. Rather, we have notified the last date of payment. The last date of payment, and for this amnesty scheme, the last date of payment is 31st March 2025. So I have told earlier that for this financial year, 31st March 2025 is going to be a very important date for the taxpayers. One, in respect of waiver of 9C. Those who have not yet furnished GST 9C but are liable to file GST 9C, then 31st March 2025 is the last date to avail the benefit of waiver of late fee. And another is, if you avail to the benefit of the amnesty scheme, then also you have to make payment by 31st March 2025. Number one. So here the date is very important, because someone already asked me that I want to avail the scheme of amnesty, and suppose my payment due as per section 73 demand notice, it is 100 rupees and I have paid 80 rupees. Okay, by 31st March, I have paid 80 rupees. And I have filed amnesty scheme, application for amnesty. So what the tax officer will do? He will reject. But what natural justice says, that before rejection of my application, he will definitely issue me a show cause notice. So suppose I have made payment on 28th February and the taxpayer issues me a show cause notice on 1st April. There is a short payment of tax and say why your application shall not be rejected. And then I will make payment of the balance 20 rupees. Would I be eligible for amnesty scheme?
Yes,
as per law, the answer is no. As per law, the answer is no, as per the present position. Because the scheme categorically says that to avail the benefit of amnesty scheme, you have to make full payment of tax before 31st March 2025. Make sure that you have to make full payment of tax. There is no scope of making payment beyond 31st March 2025. But there is another exception is there. I will discuss it later on. But for this scenario, make sure that if you are going to avail the benefit of amnesty scheme as per demand order under section 73, you have to make full payment of tax. Number one. Here comes the provision of section 16.5 and section 16.6. 16.5 says now that earlier, which was denied under section 16.4 for time limitation ground, but now by virtue of 16.5, it is eligible. I claimed the input tax credit beyond the 16.4 limit, but now it is eligible because I claimed by 30th November 2021 for the period of 1718 or 1819 or 1920, because amnesty scheme is related to first 3 financial years. So would I is required to pay that amount also for availing the benefit of amnesty scheme? Because there is a provision of rectification order, rectification of special procedure rectification. Law says no. Only that part which is related to 16.4 demand and now which is eligible for under section 16.5 or 16.6, whatever it may be, you yourself calculate the amount, that is specified on the demand order also. You can deduct the amount, self-deduct. So suppose I have received a demand notice related to 1718 where the demand amount was 100 rupees, out of which section 16(4) demand was 20 rupees. You can bifurcate the demand. That total demand above is 100 rupees, interest is say 20 rupees and penalty is say 10 rupees. So now I see that out of this 100 rupees, my demand 16(4) related demand was 20, and it is now I am eligible because 16(5) is there and the claim was made before 30th November 2021. If you sure on that point, don't pay 20 rupees. You deduct 20 rupees and pay 80 rupees to avail the benefit of amnesty. Okay, so that is the one point. Another point is this amnesty scheme, though it is related to section 73 demand, but 73 deals with four situations. One is tax not paid, second is tax short paid, third is ITC wrongly availed, and fourth is erroneous refund. This amnesty scheme does not cover erroneous refund. Demand arises out of erroneous refund that will not come under 128A. So only these three scenarios where demand has been raised under section 73, that tax had not paid or short paid or ITC has wrongly been availed. Only these three scenarios is covered under section 128A. No question of erroneous refund. Number one. Suppose now I have a demand notice. I being a taxpayer, I have received a demand notice, say it is related to period of 18-19, and this demand notice has three components. One is normal demand, that is tax short paid, normal demand, no? That is tax short paid. Another is 16(4) demand, and another is erroneous refund. So I can bifurcate the demand, say out of 100 rupees, tax short paid is 60 rupees. 16(4) time limited demand is 20 rupees and balance 20 is erroneous refund demand. So total 100 rupees is there, and there is interest and penalty also. So if I pay 100 rupees, definitely my interest and penalty will be waived. Number one, interest and penalty will be waived. The question is whether my interest penalty will be entirely waived if I pay 100 rupees. But first of all, I need not pay 100 rupees because already I have told that 16(4) demand I can deduct. So I deduct 20 rupees. So balance amount is 80 rupees. So erroneous refund is not covered under amnesty scheme. If erroneous refund is not covered under amnesty scheme, should the interest or any amount of penalty imposed on account of demand which is arises for on account of erroneous refund, that will be waived for amnesty scheme? The answer is no. The answer is no. So not only the erroneous refund demand will be clear, any interest or penalty which is related to that erroneous refund, that will also not covered under amnesty scheme. In that event, what the proper officer will do, the proper officer will issue the order, what we call the acceptance of amnesty order. That is, the specific form is there. I will discuss it later on. That is SPL 05 or SPL 06. The proper officer will issue a SPL 05 order and specify mentioning it that yes, there is a erroneous refund, and for that part you are liable to pay interest and penalty only which is related to erroneous refund. For other refund, that interest and penalty will be waived. But out of 20 rupees, which is on account of erroneous refund, and for that part, the interest accrued or the penalty imposed, you have to make payment within 3 months from the date of his order. If you do not make this payment, your entire amnesty application will be void. Okay. So, though amnesty scheme does not cover that erroneous refund, but you can still avail the benefit of amnesty scheme if there is a clubbed order subject to making payment of the amount. Number one. And second one is, if there are two periods there, the proper officer has issued order clubbing say 2021 and 1920. Both the periods are there. So this amnesty scheme covers only the period up to 1920. So if there is an order which has been issued clubbing 1920 and 2021. Both the periods are there. And if you like to avail the benefit of amnesty scheme, what should you do? Can you avail the benefit of amnesty scheme? Yes, you can avail, subject to admitting the entire payment and interest related to the period which is beyond the period of amnesty scheme. So for 2021, which is not covered under amnesty scheme, you have to make payment the entire tax along with interest and penalty, and only in that event you can avail the benefit of waiver of interest and penalty related to period of 1819. That is the scope of amnesty scheme. Okay. So since now I have told that this amnesty scheme is only related to section 73, and that is only demand related to tax short paid, not paid, and ITC wrongly availed. There is no question of erroneous refund. But there is another catch. That is, yes, though this amnesty scheme does not allow any demand for section 74, but it allows. Yes, 75(2). There is a specific provision under section 75(2) which allows the appellate authority to convert a demand from 74 to 73. So, if in your case the adjudicating authority has initiated the case under section 74, but later on in appeal, the appellate authority finds it that no, there is no question of suppression of willful misstatement or suppression of fact or any fraudulent element is there. That is not covered under section 74. He can convert the demand from 74 to 73, and in that scenario, you can avail the benefit of amnesty scheme. And for that scenario also, this 31st March 2025 date is not applicable. For that scenario, because now the case is under appeal, and the appellate authority may dispose of the case beyond 31st March on a later date, that is 31st March 2025. And then he converts the order from 74 to 73. So in that event, you can avail the benefit of amnesty scheme within 6 months from the date of the order of the appellate authority. But to avail that benefit also, you first have to make payment, and then you can avail the benefit of amnesty scheme. So in all cases, first make payment of the tax, and then you can file application for amnesty scheme. Another scheme is, okay, just I'm showing you. So just I'm giving you a presentation, just the cases where notice issued. This amnesty scheme is covers cases where notice has been issued or a demand order has been issued. The notice has been issued or demand order has been issued. In both the cases, the taxpayer can avail the benefit of amnesty scheme, but related to 1718, 1890 and 1920. So, in our practical purposes, what we have find that under section 73, there is hardly any cases where a notice has been issued, but order has not been passed. A notice has been issued, but order has been not passed under section 73 related to the period 1718, 1819 and 1920. There is no case, because in all the case, the time is over. So there is no scope. Though ideally it is there. Only in cases if someone challenges the notice itself and filed a writ petition before the High Court and it is pending there, in that event, they can also avail the benefit. But in practical scenario, I think all the cases, what we'll find that there is a definite specific order. So, cases order where order has been passed by the under section 73 or order has been passed by the appellate authority, whatever it may be. So, that is the scheme of amnesty scheme. What I have already told that you have to pay tax in full, number one, in case of any demand order. And if the case is pending before appeal or before court, then also you can avail the benefit of amnesty scheme, but subject to one condition, that you have to first withdraw the appeal or the writ petition. If it is pending before the appellate authority, you have to file an application for withdrawal of appeal in APL 01W, or if it is pending before the court, you have to file for withdrawal of the petition. The question is, I have filed a petition before the Honorable High Court, and I have also applied for withdrawal of the petition only to avail the benefit of amnesty scheme. Shall I wait till the order of the court for withdrawal of application? No. Then what will happen? No. Suppose my case is pending before the High Court, and the condition is to file the application for amnesty scheme, I have to first withdraw my application, which is pending before the court. Make payment. I have to make payment. That is the another condition. I have already paid payment. My demand was 100 rupees. I have already paid 100 rupees. And I have applied before the court. Yes, I intend to withdraw my application because I want to avail the benefit of amnesty scheme, and I am no longer interested to pursue the case. So for that purpose, I have applied before the Honorable Court. It doesn't mean the court will pass the order on the next date. It may take some time. So shall I wait for the order received from the court for filing of my application, or I can file the application for amnesty scheme?
The copy of the withdrawal order. There is no such option, is what I've seen, that evidence for application for withdrawal.
Yes. No. That has been clarified. That has been clarified that in that event, when you have applied for withdrawal of petition, be it in appeal or in the court also, you attach the application itself. Yes, I have applied for. And after obtaining the order, within 1 month you file it. It will not restrict you to apply for amnesty. It will not restrict you, but the condition is whenever you get the order, you have to file it within 1 month. So don't wait for the order from the court. You can file, only evidencing that you have applied for withdrawal of it. That will suffice. Okay. I have already discussed this point. Only interest and penalty we waived. There is no waiver for erroneous refund and no refund of interest and penalty if you already paid, and no appeal. That is the another condition, that suppose you have applied for amnesty and the amnesty has been accepted. The proper officer has accepted your application and issued order. After that, you cannot file any appeal petition. They know, I am not satisfied. Now I intend to contest the appeal. So, if you like to avail the benefit of amnesty scheme, make sure that if it is accepted by the authority, then there is no scope for further challenging the. But if the application is rejected, then you can also file. Okay. So there are 8 specific forms already prescribed. The forms for amnesty scheme. The forms are serially numbered from SPL 01 to SPL 08. 8 forms are there, out of which 4 forms are for taxpayer, that is in the front end office, and 4 forms are for the revenue, they will act on back end office. So SPL 01 and 02, what I have told, these are the application form for amnesty scheme, and what I have already discussed, that though SPL 01 is a specific prescribed form for application, but since this form is related to only in cases where you are applying for amnesty in respect of a notice issued, but no order is there, only in that event SPL 01 is applicable. And since this amnesty scheme has been introduced for the period 1718, 1890 and 1920, and that covers only under section 73. So as on today, there is hardly any chance to have an application in SPL 01. But most of the applications will be filed in SPL 02, because SPL 02 is the application which has to be filed against an order, specific order. So SPL 02 is the order. And after that SPL03 is the show cause notice that will be issued by the proper officer, and SPL04 is the notice form, that is the reply to show cause notice. SPL05 and SPL06 are the both the order by the accepting the amnesty. SPL07 is the rejection order, and SPL08 is the undertaking for not to file an appeal. These are the forms. So 4 forms from the taxpayer's end and 4 forms from the revenue's end. Now I will give you the entire system in a flow chart. I will try to describe it. So the application is SPL01 and SPL02, whatever the case may be. What I have already told, the most of the applications we are expecting will be filed in form SPL02. So SPL02 is the form. I am repeating again that before filing SPL02, make payment of the entire amount that is due as per section 73, except the demand which is related to section 16.4, but now eligible under section 16.5 or 16.6. Only that demand you can deduct yourself, and the balance amount you have to pay before filing the application in SPL 01 or 02. Number 1. So you have filed SPL 01 and 02. What will happen? After filing the application, you can expect 2 notices or forms from the authority. One is, it may be a show cause notice. The proper officer may issue a show cause notice that no, I am not satisfied your application. So he will issue a show cause notice. Or you can receive an order that your application has been admitted. There is no other scenario. Either you will receive a show cause notice or you will receive an application, an order that accepting your application. So the show cause notice and the order for accepting your application, in both the scenarios, the time limit is 3 months. 3 months from the date of application. So if you file an application today, within 3 months, either you will receive a show cause notice, that is SPL03, or you will receive an SPL05. Suppose you haven't received any, not 03 or 05, what will happen? In that event, your application will deem to have been accepted. If the proper officer failed to issue SPL03 within 3 months, then there will be deemed approval of your application. Application will be automatically accepted. So within 3 months, it is the duty of the proper officer to either issue SPL03, otherwise your application will be accepted. So SPL03 has been issued within 3 months, and after receiving the application in show cause notice in SPL03, what will be your duty? You have to file a reply, definitely, and that reply is in SPL04, and time limit is 1 month. So if you receive SPL03, then mind it that you have to reply within 1 month. Time limit is very short for that purpose. And if the proper officer is satisfied after filing your SPL03 reply, then he will accept and will issue an acceptance order, that is SPL05. So whenever the acceptance order is issued by the proper officer itself, the prescribed form is SPL05. So SPL01 and 02 are the application form. 3 is the show cause notice. 4 is your reply, and 5 is acceptance by the proper officer. This acceptance may be automatically, may be deemed approval without issuing any show cause notice, or maybe on due consideration of reply in SPL04, then also it is SPL05. But suppose the proper officer is not satisfied with your reply in SPL04. One thing I like to mention here, that SPL03 show cause notice along with SPL03, the proper officer will allow you an opportunity of being heard. Not only reply in SPL04, he will also allow you an opportunity of being heard. Okay. So if the proper officer is not satisfied with the reply filed by you in SPL 04, then definitely he will reject your application, and that rejection form is SPL 07. The rejection order is SPL 07. Yes, he will reject the application. So after receiving SPL 07, what you can do? In all cases, what you can do? Either you can accept it or you can file appeal against that SPL 07 because it is a rejection order. Anyone can challenge and rejection order. So SPL 07, after receiving SPL 07, the taxpayer has two options. Either he can accept the rejection order, okay, yes, the order is say I don't want to contest further, I will accept the application SPL 07, or he can again challenge the order SPL 07. So if you file an application against SPL 07, it will be decided by the appellate authority. And if the appellate authority is satisfied, no, the proper officer has not taken the correct decision. Actually, this amnesty scheme should be allowed to the taxpayer, then he will issue an order, and that order is SPL 06. That order is SPL 06. So we have covered form number SPL 01 to SPL 07. 1, 2 is application form, 3 is show cause notice, 4 is reply, 5 is the acceptance order by the proper officer, and 6 is the acceptance order by the appellate authority, and 7 is the rejection order. Okay. And now the another scenario is even the appellate authority may reject your application. If the appellate authority accepts your application, thing is good. SPL 06 is there. But appellate authority may reject your application. And if appellate authority rejects your application, what will happen? You can again challenge the application, further go to higher forum, okay? Or you can give an undertaking. Okay, I don't want to further litigate. Okay. Then you have to file an undertaking in SPL 02. That is the last form, what I have referred, SPL 08. After appeal is rejected, now if you file SPL 08 within 3 months from the appeal 04, that no, I don't want to further litigate. Now the case may be settled there. And in that event, if you file SPL 08, what will happen? The case was pending before the appellate authority. You have withdrawn the appeal and applied for amnesty. And after going through all this process, SPL 03, 04 reply, you have filed appeal before the appellate authority. Appellate authority then rejected the order. And if you file SPL 08, your original appeal that you have withdrawn by your APL 01W, that will be restored. That your original appeal will now be restored. You will again go back to the appellate forum that you have withdrawn. That is the scheme of the entire amnesty scheme. So from starting from SPL 01 to SPL 08, I don't know in how many cases SPL 08 will be there, but still there is an option that if you after rejection of appeal order, if you file SPL 0T, you will get back your original appeal that you have withdrawn to file for amnesty scheme. That is the scheme. Okay. Yes.
All the taxes, everything due has been paid.
Okay.
Then where is the question of all these things, sir? This chain need not be there. Supposing there is a error on the part of the that he has made, is in any case, all the payment has to be made. Then only they can apply this SPL 1 or 02. Then where is the question of litigation? The officer can straight away that if there is any dispute, he can do it immediately. Why this so much of litigation again?
No. It cannot be said right now that there will be no such litigation after filing of amnesty scheme. Then there will be no scope for SPL 03 also. Suppose I have deducted an amount on account of 16.4. I have deducted an amount, self-deduction. But the proper officer finds that no, this deduction is not correct. what you have deducted on account of 16(4) that I am not liable to pay and it is now eligible under section 16(5), the proper officer finds it and it is not correct. He issues show cause notice and that can be litigated. There will be several scenarios. Hopefully that will not be done, but there may be scenario. For this purpose, the entire design has already been completed. Okay.
From 31st of March, that you can file SPL 2 and 1, right? So 30th of June.
No. Not
The form application.
application is already the taxpayer started filing application.
That is fine, but the last date.
Last date is the notified date is 31st March and 3 months from the date of notification. Okay. Time is there.
So because many cases we are seeing, sir, that we filed appeal. Now we are waiting. We may be waiting for a favorable order also. So we don't know that we want to go ahead with amnesty scheme or not. But then, sir, what as per my experience, what I'm seeing is that those orders, since so much a backlog is there at the department, so that order may not be passed by the 31st of March. So we will not come to know only that whether we have to pay the amount, whether it will be a settled order by 31st of March. So like we have only option is to withdraw that particular appeal.
Okay.
So
I am giving you another scenario. So section 108, the revision. So the department can also take the provision of section 108 in cases where they find it that the order passed by the officer is prejudicial in the interest of revenue. Only in that event section 108 can be invoked. So suppose in a case the department has started proceedings under section 108 and it is still pending. The proceedings is still going on. And can you avail the benefit of amnesty scheme in that event also? Already 108 is revoked by the department and the case is going on. What will happen? Can you avail the benefit of amnesty scheme? There is initial demand. Suppose the demand was 73, it was 100 rupees. You are ready to pay 100 rupees. Okay, I am accepting this 100 rupees. Let me waive my interest and penalty. But department has started 108 that the proper officer has erroneously passed the order. The demand should not be 100 rupees. It should be 120. Say the proper officer has raised the demand considering the amount is taxable at the rate of 12% and the demand comes at 100 rupees. But the revenue later on finds it. No. The proper officer made a mistake. The item actually should be taxed at the rate 18%. So they initiated 108. Exactly. You can avail the benefit of amnesty scheme, but the condition is when the order of the revisional authority passed, you have to pay the differential amount. If the order is the revenue finds it that the actual amount will be 120, you have to make payment of 20 rupees and within 3 months. And only in that event your amnesty will be accepted. Otherwise, the entire amount of 100 rupees you have already paid, the amnesty scheme will be void. So when you are going to avail the amnesty scheme in such cases that there is a case of revision under section 108, try to accept it that I will accept the order of the revisional authority, and in that event, if any differential amount is required to be paid by me on a later date, I have to pay it within 3 months from the date of order. Okay. So I think I have finished the scheme of amnesty scheme. Now, if you have any questions, I am ready to accept the answers.
One portal related is there, as per my experience of what I've been seeing in SPL 2. Now, sir, if appeal has been filed and appeal order has also been given, which is adverse, so a case is under 107. Now, sir, we can go for amnesty under for 107 also. But, sir, in portal, what we are seeing is when we are selecting, when we are putting the order number, so they are auto-populating the original adjudication order.
No, there are some technical issues still now is there, and we are receiving a number of mails, emails from the taxpayers that while filing this amnesty scheme application, in some cases the orders are not getting auto-populated. In some cases, what he has mentioned that the appeal order is confirmed, but when we are selecting, it is actually auto-populated the original order, not the APL 04 order. I think that issue has already been solved.
I checked yesterday also. It has not been out there, sir. You have to select whether you have filed for appeal. So I can't select that no because I've already filed and it's confirmed. And second is you have to select that whether you have withdrawn. But it can't be selected because the appeal has already been confirmed. But then they are auto-populating the original demand. And the original demand amounts are coming. So I cannot proceed further. The appellate order demand, the details are not coming basically. That is the issue.
Some sort of problems are there, and we are addressing this problem to GST. We have already advised the taxpayer to raise a ticket on this issue. And if you share it to us, we will also escalate it to the GST. I think the problem will be solved. And there are some other cases, the technical cases also there. In some cases, the order number is auto-populated. And one taxpayer has came to me yesterday, and he told me that if I select the order has been passed manually, since the order number is not getting auto-populated, he selects that the order has been passed manually. And when you select that order passed manually, only in that event the system will allow you to put the order number manually. So he had put the order number manually. And then an error message was displayed. No, this order has been generated from system. You cannot put it manually. That is also there. So some sort of technical problems is still there. I request you all that whenever you are facing this type of problem, please issue a ticket to the GSTN and send it to us. We will definitely try to resolve this issue. Okay.
Sir, if order is not passed by 31st of March, we want to go ahead with amnesty. But if order is passed in April or May, then we can apply in SPL 2 by 30th of June. That should not be.
Order is not passed by 31st March. Under which section?
Appeal order, sir. I'm talking.
Appeal order. Okay.
We don't want to withdraw, for example, sir, or even we don't want to withdraw, but we want to go ahead with the appeal, like that means the payment. So we'll make the payment, sir. But if the particular order is not confirmed by 31st, it can be confirmed after that. That's not a problem, right, sir? I mean, or the order needs to be confirmed by 31st. That is not a mandate.
31st March is
that is just for the payment.
Date for making payment to avail the benefit of amnesty scheme, and you can avail another 3 months from the date of 31st.
So if appeal order has not been passed by 31st of March, but I made the payment, appeal order is passed in April, May, June.
But
that
to
time,
file the amnesty application, you have first to withdraw the.
But sir, I don't want to withdraw that. That's what I'm saying, sir. For example, I don't want to withdraw because I don't know what's the status. I may have a favorable order. I may have an adverse order. In case if I have a favorable order,
or you will get the refund of the amount.
So
you like to wait for the disposal of appeal. Then wait the appeal will go into
the issue is that since there's so many backlog of cases, so the officers, they are unable to even consider on merits by the 31st.
Okay.
So we don't know currently whether the client, whether he has to go ahead with amnesty if the date gets missed, and if he does not make the payment, and the order is also adverse in April in most of the cases which we are seeing.
That can be done.
So then that is double whammy.
Just one thing, I missed one point to mention that in cases if you avail the benefit of amnesty scheme, then the system allows you to deduct yourself the amount related to 16/4 demand. So in that cases, you need not go for special procedure for rectification, what I have told earlier, that there is a scheme for special procedure for rectification. Now, if you avail the benefit of amnesty scheme, then you yourself can deduct the amount of 16/4. Then for that purpose, you do not avail the route of special procedure for rectification. Because your purpose is served for amnesty scheme, okay?
Yeah, the situation like appeal is hard. But if the order passes after 31st March, then what will happen?
Order passed after?
Appeal is hard. But order is not passed yet. But that may be passed after 31st of March.
So if you like to avail the benefit of amnesty scheme, first of all, you have to decide whether I will avail the benefit of amnesty scheme. Then you have to make payment first 31st March.
How much amount I have to make payment? As because the appeal is hard, but not.
Okay, appeal is hard, but actually the 73 demand is say suppose 100 rupees. You have filed appeal against 100 rupees demand. So if you like to avail the benefit of amnesty scheme, you should not wait for the order of the appellate authority, whether it is passed by 31st March or not. Because if the order is passed beyond 31st March, and if you make payment beyond 31st March, then you cannot file it.
Some of the demands I may concede, but some of not. But that may be allowed in the appeal. Then what will happen in that case? Yes, yes.
Okay, I get. Then only in that event you can approach before the appellate authority and to dispose the case early. That you want to avail the benefit of amnesty scheme. But otherwise, if the appeal order is passed, say, suppose the appeal order is passed, say 30th April, and your demand is reduced. From 100 rupees, it will reduce to 80 rupees.
Yes, yes.
But there is no scope to make payment of 80 rupees on 30th April and avail the benefit of amnesty scheme because the time limit is over, 31st March.
Practically, the appellate officers, they are asking a cover letter that mentioning that you want to go ahead with the appellate amnesty scheme. You submit that, and then we will accordingly.
Exactly.
So that should not happen.
Exactly.
He wants to take a risk.
Definitely.
Two cases.
Okay. Okay.
64, lot of, and because there was a demand was too huge.
Okay.
Many of the petitioners, they challenged the provision of 16.4 and they went to the court, and because the virus was challenged.
16 for virus was challenged, but it has not yet been declared.
Let me complete my question. The virus was challenged, the stay was not given.
Okay.
In the meantime, the department garnishes under section 79 certain amount of money as per the demand. Now, whether this money is to be refunded back or not to be refunded back, it is not my payment.
Okay.
The question is.
Okay. I'm giving you answer. Suppose in that event you can avail the benefit of special procedure for rectification, number one.
Right.
Now, by virtue of 16.5, it is eligible. But section 16.5 and the circular number 237 issued in this regard has categorically mentioned that any amount either paid or recovered that will not be refunded. If you avail the benefit of special procedure for rectification, the amount has already been paid by you or recovered, that will not be recovered, not be refunded. In that event, if you want to get refund of that amount, you have to avail the route of appeal. Only the appeal, if the appeal goes in favor of you, you can get refund of it.
Sir.
So one more question.
Okay.
As regards to the revocation, there were many cases which was the petitioner missed the bus of filing revocation under section 29, 30. Now, hereinafter, as because appeal was barred by limitation, they went to the court. The court passed an order for restoration of the residence certificate, subject to payment of all the taxes and dues. Now, revocation date as regards to, in this case, will be definitely taking into consideration the date of order passed by the court. Now, your department takes time of more than 1.5 months to restore my residence certificate, residence in the portal. What happens in this case?
No.
Say, I'll give an example. That the order of the High Court is on 1st of October 2024. The direction is that you go to the authority, you make the payment, you go to the authority, and thereafter they'll be opening it. Now they open it. My portal is opened on 1st of January 2025, and within 10th of January 2025, I make all the subsequent payments and file the returns. What will be the situation in this case?
No. Actually, the date of revocation of cancellation of RC is from the date of order of the court. But unless the system allows you to file return, what you have told that the system allows you to file refund, say after 30 days from the date of order.
Yes, but 1.5 months.
1.5 months. And in my view, in that event, the date of revocation should be considered from the date when you have been allowed to file return as per system. You have to mention it. But I think by natural justice, that is how, if you cannot file, I think that the benefit should be given to you.
Shan, this
is it a hypothetical question?
No, this is a realistic question.
Okay.
It's a realistic question.
So please refer me the case. I will definitely.
I'll do.
It is not, what you have told, it is not a hypothetical case.
No.
Then definitely we will try to resolve it. Okay. The benefit will not be denied, I think. Should not be denied.
Sir, we are having a small issue.
Okay. Please. Please, microphone, please.
Sir, let him complete and thereafter come.
Okay. We are having a small issue.
Hmm.
As per the provision of the Act, in the case of amnesty scheme, one needs to upload the appeal withdrawal application order.
Yes.
But the system is not allowing to upload it. As per law, one has to do it within 30 days of the passing of the order, right? One can file amnesty scheme by the acknowledgement. But the provision is that after acceptance of the order, this has to be uploaded within 30 days of the order.
Exactly.
But the system is not ready. System is not ready whenever we are trying to do it by selecting from the drop-down list, upload, appeal, acceptance, withdrawal application order, uploading the PDF copy, then you cannot proceed. But the 30 days gap are narrowing. If it kindly be looked into.
No, that functionality is available now. No.
Yeah, it's very much available.
So you can,
Functionalities is there,
uh,
but the system is not allowing to go ahead further after uploading that particular order copy. We have raised that request to the grievance cell with the ticket number. Even we spoke with your help desk also.
okay.
By quoting the ticket number, this needs to be looked into just because the 30 days time period slowly narrowing down. Then what will happen? The officer concerned will tell, just because you have not uploaded that order, it will be rejected. Unnecessarily, we will going for the litigation. So that may please be looked into.
No, definitely. What I have already told that there are some technical problems.
Yes.
There definitely, and we are
Actually, the
we
page
are-
is like
we are
that.
constantly pursuing, and every day we are receiving.
No, the
number
page
of
is like that. After uploading, there are two buttons.
Just please share me the screenshot of your issue.
Yeah.
And also you have raised the ticket. Also.
Yeah.
Please
Along
share
with the screenshot, we have raised that issue.
Also share me the ticket. Okay. Definitely we will.
Can I give it here?
Yes.
Oh, we are from NIFA.
Okay. No issue. Okay. Thank you. Have you noted your phone number here? Just put a reference number here so that I can contact you.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
My name is Anumesh Sen. I'm a member here for more than 4 decades.
Phone number.
Of course, my question will not directly in line with today's theme, GST amnesty under section 128A.
Okay.
But if the chairman permits, then I can raise a question which I am
Not related to today's topic, but another. Okay. Definitely. I am ready to. Yeah.
Acha, now, I have a query. And in these days, the real estate development is being made with a joint venture that the owner of the land contributes and there is a developer also. And developer completes it after the completion certificate. When it is delivered to the landowners, original landowners, their respective apartments, whether that will be applicable under GST or not, for output tax.
Sir, please repeat one.
Huh?
Please repeat the question.
Applicable.
The question to be repeated.
Repeat the question.
Sorry?
Please repeat the question once again.
Repeat the question. The question is, I'm asking for a development of a land owned by group of owners who want to get it developed by constructing a block of flats and arranges with a developer by agreement, and the building is constructed. Owner's contribution is the land parcel and developer's contribution is the finance. And by virtue of the agreement, supposing 40% or 50% of the constructed flats or apartments are supposed to be given to the landlords. Now, when the landlords are delivered those flats after obtaining completion certificate from CC, whether it will be considered to be a contribution under building in progress, or it is a completed building, and whether the GST will be applicable or not.
Okay, I'm taking your question. With a caveat, I will check it again, the issue, but still, you know that after 1st April to the on and from 1st April 2029, that after issuance of notification number 3/2019, there is a change in the taxation in real estate sector. That earlier the project which has commenced prior to 1/4/2019, the developer has been allowed to provide the option that whether he intends to avail the tax rate, paying tax at the older rate, that is 12% and 18%, effectively 12 and 8, and or he can make payment at the lower rate of 1% and 5%. That is REP and RREP. Subject to non-availment of input tax credit. That's the another part. And there is another change after notification of 3/2019, that is TDR, transfer of development right. What means in case of a joint development agreement, the landowner allows the developer to construct a building, and there will be a allocation, that is the developer's allocation part and the landowner's part. And that part, when the landowner is allowing the developer to construct the building, it is known as the transfer of development right. And after issuance of notification number 3/2019, this TDR is now taxable at the hand of the developer under reverse charge mechanism, and only in that cases where the unsold property after issuance of CC that remains unsold, only in that part the developer is liable to pay tax on TDR under reverse charge mechanism. So
now, whether
the
the landowners
in
are
your
liable
cases,
to pay
in these cases, for
GST.
the part that the developer is transferring to the landowner, tax is not payable.
No, that is not tax.
Tax is not payable by the developer.
Sorry?
Only for that part, that is the developer is transferring to the landowner. For that part of developer constructing and which he can sell, that is taxable.
That is it.
And for the unsold part, unsold part, that is taxable by the developer under reverse charge mechanism. But for that part, where the developer is transferring to the landowner, that part is not taxable.
After CC.
After.
That too after CC.
That part also
Not, yes, no, it is in taxes, not
applicable.
In fact, Schedule 2 5B, it is clearly states that after CC, whatever the transfer is, there is no tax.
So the developer's part is not applicable.
But still, I will check it again because this real estate project and transfer of development right is so intricate. Still, what I have told that from my memory, but I will go again and visit again the exact one.
TDR is applicable.
But I think in your case, the tax is not payable. By
there is a confusion in our.
Okay. Definitely, I will clarify it.
I raised this question.
No, it is not. It is not
outside the purview of today's time. But anyway,
definitely.
Okay, thank you very much.
Any question from any other?
Not related to a scheme, this one, 128A. Actually, we are having 5 years of assessment, GST assessment has already over, starting from 17-18 to 21-22. But in all the cases, only whatever the order is passed under section 74 only, even in spite of our so much request, central audit team. Means all are coming from the central audit team. They are just imposing under section 74, not section 73. So there is no concealment of tax, nothing willful.
I beg your pardon that I am from the state authority and I cannot comment anything what have been done by the central authority.
What is the point of law, sir? How should we move?
If I can help you out, that you'll have to make an appeal to the concerned authority. Stating 75(2), whereof the appellate authority can convert that order and passed under section 74 to an order passed under section 73.
If the appellate authority, if
ठीक
the
है।
appellate authority converts the order under section 74 to 73, you can avail the benefit of amnesty scheme. But the question is only the order should be converted into 73.
They are all passing only 74, 74. Just now we have covered this 21, 22 assessment. We requested them, but they are saying that no, the instruction is there, only they can pass
Sir,
the order only
you
74.
have to approach before the proper officer, but
The courts with several judgments have come. Shivaya's judgment is also there, wherein they mention this particular principle that in every audit report, which you will see the final report, they say that had the audit not been conducted, then this would have been suppressed, or this would have been a full misstatement, or if it's a fraud. So we are conducting audit, that's why it's being unearthed. Had it not been done, so that's why it's fraud. If this particular paragraph, this has been tried in the courts, and courts are given very favorable judgment, saying that the conduct of the audit is
but
the
what
job
he's
of the
saying
audit
that
department.
that is
This
all
again litigation.
that is all about litigation. You cannot we cannot say that it will be go in favor of you.
No, you have to appeal as Sandeep ji said.
What is the condition mentioned in 73 all applies to us where they.
No, I'll tell you one thing. When recently, Calcutta High Court, just a week back, Calcutta High Court, Justice Rajesh Bhardwaj also observed in one case that if there is no ingredient of 74 in that order, so definitely it has to be converted to 73. This you can take your chance.
Okay, any more
Any-
question? On any other than 128, I am also ready to listen any question from your end. Except that denial of ITC on account of 16 to C. That is the most contentious issue. In number of wherever I go, the question comes that 16 to C that my taxpayer.
See, exporters verification is not being happened.
No, I differ with that, Ishan. The risky exporter ticket is not raised by them. It is raised from Delhi under the CGST. They only get an intimation in their portal that the ticket has been raised. And believe me, there is no mechanism to reach that officer what he wants and where the problem lies. So this is a gray area. Basically, this is a very big gray area.
Transferred to the jurisdictional officer as per notification, which is from 4/2021 and all that circulars. He says that the proper officer, the refund officer, he has to carry out verification of your.
No. Actually, the issue is not like that.
And then to flag whether to continue with the.
No. Actually, the issue is I think you are very much aware of the provision that only in case of export of goods with payment of tax, the refund is processed by the customs authority system itself. There is no question of filing RFD 01. Only filing of, but only in cases when the system identifies someone as a risky exporter, whatever it called, then in that event the system itself generates RFD 01 and also RFD 02, and the application got transferred to the respective proper officer, and the application is processed by the officer itself, not by the customs authority. And after processing the application, the proper officer has to indicate that whether the taxpayer can be still identified as that is the issue.
Is the purpose, like the duty of the proper officer there. So that is, it's taking indefinite period of time. So the refund with IGST is obviously curtailed. When you are tagged as a risky exporter, you will not get that. Plus 100% verification of shipments.
No. But still the taxpayer is getting refund.
Sir, but that
No, sir. His problem is a pertinent problem that your circular says that within 14 days you'll be clearing it this. The doubt of risky exporter within 14 days you'll be clearing, but it takes 1 year, 4 months, 2 years.
Okay.
that is the point.
No.
Yes, sir. One more point, sir.
Okay.
Actually, we are the first. What happened? Our central audit team, they have audited and all the file the order. We have paid the taxes. Thereafter, from notice from our range is coming to give all the particulars, everything, books of accounts and everything. So that I asked what for. Then we submitted.
In your case, I can give you that. Tell you that section 6(2)(b). Section 6(2) specifically mentions that in respect of any proceedings initiated by any authority, same subject matter, second authority cannot issue.
Same authority says they are saying the SERA audit is a different.
If central authority has already taken
Audited and everything has been over.
Mention it that my case has the same subject matter already has been considered by the central authority. We will drop the case. I assure you.
But they're insisting, sir, we have to provide all the documents.
It is
Sera
central.
audit-
He cannot help you out. And basically, whatever he has said, it has fallen from him. The law is very clear. 6-2.
Sera audit again, they are saying that Sera audit.
There is a judgment. There are two judgments. I'll quote you. Ideal Real Estate and RP Bilcon. There are two judgments of the Calcutta High Court which will go in your favor. Vote that judgment, write it to them, and you say that I will not give.
Referring to the authority who has initiated the proceedings later on a later period, that the case has already been decided on the same subject matter. It cannot be done. I assure you. And
Okay, sir,
if it is
thank
done
you.
by the state authority, please refer it to me.
So should I write to those authorities asking for the documents? They already over, because we have given all the documents, tax paid and about the order also from the central audit team. We have already given, but they are asking for no documents is required because they are investigating into the matter from Sera
No,
audit.
no. After mentioning that the same subject matter has already been decided by another authority, they are still.
Still, they are processing differently, means after completion of all those things.
From the range on what issue?
Sera audit is coming through the
The
range.
Sera audit, in fact, during the service tax regime also, there are certain judgments that Sera audit cannot seek documents from the petition, from the RTPs.
So we should write to
Yes,
the range
you'll
of
have
this.
to. You'll have to.
Mention.
You'll have to.
And after mentioning all these things, then they are asking for the document. Now you have to give the document because range office is our concerned authority.
See, there are two ways. Either you litigate or you pay.
Or you can avoid.
You succumb to that demand. There are two ways out. Litigation, there you'll be covered, definitely.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any more?
Okay. Sure.
Under section 16 subsection 4, sole ground.
Okay.
Hearing hasn't been fixed. What should be the course of action to avail the amnesty scheme?
Related to period?
Period falling under the amnesty scheme.
Amnesty.
Yeah.
16.4 appeal has been filed.
Sole ground 16 subsection 4, disallowance under section 16 subsection 4. Appeal has been filed before coming to the amnesty scheme. Hearing hasn't been fixed.
Okay.
No provision of withdrawing the thing like 128A. In section 128A, there is a provision for withdrawing the appeal and then to file the SPL 01 or SPL 02. Now, go back to the scheme of section 16 subsection 5 and this sort of thing. If appeal has been filed under section 16 subsection 4, hearing has not been fixed, what should be the course of action? Just because if I can recollect, from 8th October 2024, if anybody wants to avail the scheme, he has to avail the scheme within 6 months from 8th of October.
8th April.
8th October 2024 to 6 months.
No, that is only in cases where the order has been confirmed but no appeal is pending.
No, if something is in dispute, whether the time frame of 6 months from 8th October 2024.
That time frame is only in respect of order has been, that I have already illustrated.
Okay.
I think you have not noticed that. In that event, it has also been clarified in circular number 237. Suppose it is pending before the appellate authority, you mention before the appellate authority that by virtue of section 16.5, my demand is ITC is eligible and he will allow you the.
No, that is at the time of hearing of the appeal.
Exactly.
So anything can be done before fixation of the hearing, any sort of communication, any sort of thing.
No, that needs not be done.
That will be taken up at the time of hearing. But
Definitely.
before hearing, before fixation of the appeal hearing or at the time of attending the hearing, if anybody can be done from the taxpayer's point of view, that is exactly the query.
No, actually special procedure for rectification is applicable only in cases where there is a confirmed order but that the order is not pending before any authority.
Okay.
In your case, the case is pending before appellate authority.
Right.
And the circular number 237 is categorically clarified that in such cases, you bring it to notice to the appellate authority and they will give effect of the section 16.5. The proper appellate authority will definitely give effect of that. You need not to be worried about it.
Well,
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. I think that if there is any more question left, then it can be given to our secretariat so that we can take it up.
I think that will be a proper communication.
Yes.
That please collect your questions.
Correct.
And send it to. We have a dedicated email ID. My personal email ID. That is the official email ID is pro.ctex@wbcomtex@gov.in. It is also available on the portal also. And every day I am receiving a number of emails on this point also, other than another issue, other issues also, that particular this amnesty scheme. And we have also our dedicated help desk in regard to technical, the ISD Information System Division, and we are regularly in touch with each other. And any sort of problem, be it related to the legal interpretation or be it related to any technical problem, we always take all the issues and try to resolve as early as possible. And for that part, we always advise the taxpayer to raise the ticket. I am again here, I am telling you that in case of you feel any sort of technical problem, before mailing it to the proper officer or the respective authority, raise a ticket to GST. Because that will be a footprint for you that I am facing this problem, and for that part, I am not a. I mean that is your proof from your part that ticket has been raised by you, and after raising the ticket, you share it to us. We will pursue the issue. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. In fact, as because sir is with us,
Okay, sir. Sir, on behalf of the chamber, we would like to present a small token of appreciation to Shri Joyjit Bonik, Additional Commissioner of Revenue, PRO, Directorate of Commercial Taxes, Government of West Bengal. And I would request our Chairman, Indirect Taxation and GST Subcommittee, Shri Sandeep Choraria, to do the honors. Thank you, sir, for conducting the workshop so efficiently. May I now request Shri R.G. Agarwala, Co-Chairman, Indirect Taxation and GST Subcommittee, to propose a hearty vote of thanks and conclude today's workshop.
Sri Banik, Sri Chorodia ji, members of the chamber, guests and friends. At the end of this workshop on GST amnesty scheme under section 128A, it is my most present duty to propose a very hearty vote of thanks to our esteemed guest speaker, Sri Joyjit Banik, Additional Commissioner of Revenue and Public Relations Officer, Directorate of Commercial Taxes, Government of West Bengal, for addressing us today on such an important subject. The goods and services tax has been a continuously evolving framework ever since its introduction. Over the years, it has been constantly refined to strike a balance between reducing taxpayer compliance burdens and ensuring robust governance and tax administration. I am confident that today's workshop has provided valuable clarity on pertinent issues and has equipped the members of our chamber with the knowledge to navigate this landscape more effectively. I must thank everyone present for making it convenient to attend today's workshop. With these words, I request all of you to join me in carrying a hearty vote of thanks to our guest speaker with appreciative acclamation. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I would request everyone to join us at high tea.
जी भाई
আমি আজকে কার্ড নিয়ে আসিনি নাম্বার
আমাদের ডিমান্ড মানে অর্ডার হচ্ছে 73 আন্ডার 73 টোটাল ডিমান্ড স্যার 100 তার মধ্যে স্যার 17 রুপিস হচ্ছে 2018-19 আমাদের ইনভয়েসে স্যার ইনভয়েস আপলোড করিনি মানে ট্যাক্স পেমেন্ট করে দিয়েছে টিভিতে ট্যাক্স পেমেন্ট করে দিয়েছে বাট 19-20 থেকে ওই যে ইনভয়েসটা আমরা আপলোড করতে ভুলে গিয়েছিলাম সেটা
19-20 আপলোড করেছি, এটা হচ্ছে 70 আর 30 হচ্ছে অ্যাজ এ কন্ট্রোভার্সি।
এই দুটোই দিতে হবে।
হ্যাঁ,
কেন বলছি এইটা, এই যে আপনি 18-19-এর ইনভয়েসটা আপনি 19-20-তে ইয়ে করেছেন,
বাট ট্যাক্সটা আমি 18-19-এ পেমেন্ট করে দিয়েছি, ইনভয়েসটা 1-2-তে ভুলে গেছি, 3-তে আমি ট্যাক্সটা প্রপার ট্যাক্সটা পেমেন্ট করে দিয়েছি।
কিন্তু আপনাকে তো ডিমান্ড করে দিয়েছে।
হ্যাঁ স্যার, ডিমান্ড
আমি বলছি